They're guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 237 of the Magic Guys.
This is crazy.
To my left, I've got Nick K.
Hi guys, I'm Nick K, and the other guy is Josh Benito. Say hi.
I'm Josh Benito. What's up, everyone?
We're here, we're live, we're doing some magic, and you know the podcast. This is the Magic Guys, where we interview amazing guests and talk about our lives as professional magicians, and we hope you come along for the ride. Nick, I'll be seeing you this weekend, my friends, in Melbourne.
Yeah,
Are you
buddy.
excited? I'm excited.
Yeah, it's been a while since Josh and I have shared a stage together, but if you are in Melbourne town, please take it upon yourself to come and scope out the Melbourne Theatre of Magic. We have two shows. The 4:30 show sold out. Totally sold out. There is limited tickets for the second show, which is at 7:30 p.m. If you want to have a good time and you want to see some of the best sleight of hand in that Australia has to offer, Josh Nabita going to be there, so he's going to deliver. So make sure you are there. And if you are not there, too bad. But you know who is here? Our friends in the chat. Guys, thank you for being here. We have Scotty Link. We have 90 Day Fiance. We have Ed. Good to see you, buddy. Ed is just saying that how happy he is buying the merchandise and our new Magic Guys t-shirt. Thank you for your support, Ed. Of course, you can get those t-shirts from themagicguyshow.com. We have Seth. Haven't seen that face in a while. Good to see you. Tim Askin. And, of course, our good friend, the Magic Buzz, all the way from Canada, eh? Guys, thank you for being here in the chat. If you do have any questions, pop them in there. You can ask our wonderful and lovely guests today whatever questions you may have, which I think, if there's not anything else to talk about, we might just jump straight into it. What do you think?
Absolutely. Come see us on the weekend, buy tickets, and now to the main event, ladies and gentlemen.
To the main event. Friends, this morning, evening, or whatever it is on time it is on your side of the planet, is an incredible magician originally from Spain and now based in London, known for blending elegance with an urban edge. Our guest fuses magic, movement, and visual artistry in a way that feels fresh and modern. She's performed internationally and worked with some of the biggest brands and continues to push the boundaries of what magic can look like. And it is my pleasure to show you what this beautiful, creative, sexy process can look like. With our lovely guest, please join me in welcoming Sonia Benito.
Hey.
Woo!
Hola, Sonia. Please tell our friends, who are you and what do you do?
Hola, hola. My name is Sonia, and I'm a magician.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? That is all that's needed. You know,
That's an understatement.
We are a magician. Yeah.
Now, that is such an understatement. You have so many more amazing talents than that. And I'm going to jump straight into it because when we first met, I had no idea. We had met actually over breakfast. It was me and a bunch of others, and it was such a pleasure to meet you. We've been fans of yours for so long. I first come across you watching your beautiful visual magic on the social media platform of Instagram, of course. And you explained how so much of your influence has to do with dance. Tell us about like your dance background, what that looks like, and what came first, magic or dance?
So, my dancing came first because I started dancing ballet when I was 6 years old. And magic started when I was 14. But then it kind of leveled up. So I was just being, at the same time, I was doing magic and I was dancing at the same time. But I was a ballerina at the beginning with ballet. I used to hate it. And my mom my mom went like, you need to go to ballet because my feet were going a little bit more inside. So there you go. And then like one of my foot was going a tiny bit inside. And then I got really good at it. And I had like the conditions for a ballet dancer. And then I continued. But then when I moved to Madrid and I was 18, I was like, I discovered the world of hip hop. And I discovered like international like choreographers and everything. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? And that's when the next year I was like, if I can live in Madrid for this money, I can go to London. And I was like, bye.
Wow.
And since then I'm here.
In terms of hip hop dancing, because we were just talking backstage and we both were watching hip hop dancing and getting into it when we were younger. And in Australia, I was watching a lot of American TV, like America's Best Dance Crew and So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you were watching too? Or did you have different influences of hip hop dancing?
So, because I'm from a very small city in Spain, when I was little, the only influence about, not even like dance, I think it's about music, is whatever I will see on, just whatever is out there. But it was like very alien for me. And I was like, oh my God, like hip hop. And it was like movies like Honey, the movie,
yeah, the movies. Right.
a step up. Yeah, like all those movies. I was like, what is this? I wanted to replicate that, but I didn't have the tools. I was like, how can I dance like that? Because in Spain, everything is kind of like they translate everything, and it's very diluted. Like it's not hip hop, it's street dance. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, what is that? And so that's kind of, what do you ask? Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to throw a movie at you. What about did you in Spain? Did you get the movie You Got Served?
So that's the one I watched. Like I thought in internet when the internet started, I was like, I downloaded it in a fucking very small, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that even existed. And then when I moved to London, I was like, wow. I mean, I kind of knew before when I was in Madrid. Madrid opened my eyes a lot, and I was like, this is too small.
Yeah, I mean, let me go
to London, that I don't speak any English, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, music is universal. So you know, if you can dance, then it doesn't matter. When you're meeting other people doing the same thing. And Nick, did you watch You Got Served? And if not, I know what we're doing on Saturday night after the show.
I guess we're watching You Got Served. That's a dance movie. I
thought it was you guys in FaceTime.
I literally thought it was a documentary about working at McDonald's. I had no idea it was about dance. I thought it was the sequel to Super Size Me. I had no idea.
Gonna rock your world.
But what I'm curious about is everything we're talking about is very movement based, and a lot of people don't think about that when it comes to performing on stage, either with the way they walk or the way they hold themselves. Do you ever look at, this is a question for both of you really, but do you guys ever look at someone and just be like, that guy needs to learn how to move, he needs to learn how to walk? Or have you ever looked at someone like that?
That's very mean.
Yeah, I look at it the opposite. I look at people and go, that's a dancer. Like you can spot.
Yeah. I that's very, very mean. But no, that's kind of like a mom thing to say, or dad joke. Or I don't know. My mom would be like, be straight. And I'm like, no, mom, I'm gay.
That's great. Okay.
What I mean is, if somebody walks on stage, it's just jarring. Like there is just, like, I don't know how many people you know, but I have young people that I mentor, and like just when you just meet people, they're like mouth breathers. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't know how to hold themselves because they haven't done anything where they need to. Like I did Taekwondo, for example, right? And I did that for many years, kickboxing and Taekwondo. So I know what it means to hold straight and to look disciplined and to like be able to hold yourself as a person. But you meet some people that like, their shoulders are forward, their neck is forward, they breathe through their mouth, and it's like just poise. And you can poise as a dancer, like you know how to hold yourself before you do something. And I feel like a lot of performers, if they don't understand that principle, it's just a little detrimental to the way you represent yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the key. Just what you said. I think being a dancer, and Josh knows, is I think it does. Maybe for us, because it's so in our body already. You know how to change your body. And like, for example, if you want a performance on the stage, you already will have automatically more presence because you know how to present yourself, you know how to use your body in like it's years obviously on training with your body and learning choreography or just, I don't know, every dancer when I started with ballet because I started with ballet, but I think if I would have been in London, it wouldn't be ballet the first thing I have to say. You know, but I think even though like hip hop dancers takes ballet, just because it just helps with posture, it helps with like it helps with technique at the end of the day. It like for us, like half a sleight of hands. It helps you to do magic. At the end of the day, you don't have to, but it helps you. But it's
well,
it's kind of like that. Yeah.
that's probably something that I'm just going to generalize, but I feel like that's not a thing we magicians consider when constructing a routine, is our posture at that moment in different phases, especially on stage. Like, what are your thoughts on how you should or could approach thinking about what your body's doing during a routine? Like, does it have to do with what you're trying to express, or like, does that make sense? Like, what are your thoughts when you see people on stage, or you're consulting, or when you think about a routine, you're like, all right, I want to be more opened up in this part, so I need to do this, or like, I'm just going to drink my coffee.
So there's a lot of things there going on. So if you would be for a stage, if I see someone else on a stage, and I don't know, in general, when I see someone performing on a stage, they're usually fine. Because at the end of the day, if you're selling whatever story you are, I don't think you really need, maybe for magic, if you are talking or no, I don't think maybe you need such a presence on, like, with your body, maybe. But if you are not talking, then yeah. But in general, what I'm seeing, professionals usually have good like presence. What I find that is more interesting is like when someone stands out, then you see it. And it's like, oh, there is something about you. And I think it's just that maybe they have some like dance background, or they work with the body somehow. I think you see it more. Or maybe if you're not conscious about it, maybe it's something that it makes them stand out a little bit. For me, when I choreograph a person, it comes natural, and more in the camera, because when as a dancer, Josh, when I don't know, you have so many fields, right? Me, I'm mainly a hip hop dancer, commercial dancer, and a freestyler. So, and within hip hop, it is you can do like popping, locking. I'm not a locker, but I dance salsa as well a lot. So I like to kind of have different venues in dance, so that the more versatile, the better. But you also have to have your niche. With my niche in the dance world is a freestyler, because I like to feel free. That's why me having different vocabularies for everything, I can mix it all up, because
I think deep down we're all freestyle dancers. I mean, let's be real about it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Nick, prove it.
No
Nick,
one
prove
can
it.
judge
We
it
were
at
just
this point.
we were
Oh
doing
boy, I
some
bet you wish you were watching this on YouTube. This is what the freestyle Nick looks like. You're gonna regret listening to this on the drive home. Now we have the chat's starting to light up with some questions. So let's go and throw one at you. The first one is a weird one. We're going to throw it at you. It's from 90 Day Fiance. The question is, are you a Snyder fan or a James Gunn fan? And which inspires your magic more? Don't give a shit.
What is that?
That's
Okay,
what I
good.
thought.
Okay, good.
She's not a dork. Okay. Moving
Excellent.
on. Next question is from the amazing Dalton Wayne, which we are big fans of. Good to see you, Dalton. Thanks for being here. Question to you is most overrated coin move and most underrated coin move.
Of underrated, maybe a retention. I don't know, like the normal one. I use it a lot, and it's just falling as hell.
Yeah.
I think the most basic stuff that it works. I think. I can't think of anything now, but overrated. I don't
What
know.
coin magic is overrated? Like people talk about it all the time, but maybe don't use or isn't needed, I guess is what they're saying. Hey, so I think underrated. I mean, underrated would be like a hand wash, for example, just like being able to suddenly
I
show
don't do
you
a
don't have
hand wash at all. Why would you?
Yeah.
Sorry. And also, okay, I don't like this, but it's fine. This is my opinion. Like when you just show your hands like this.
I'm empty.
Yeah, and you just see every magician empty.
What's this move
And I'm
called?
like, okay.
This is
Yeah.
called
It is fine. If it works for you, great. But for me, I feel very awkward. Be like, and disappears. Bye.
What's this called in Bobos? Is this called the WTF convincer? Like,
yeah, like I get it, but sometimes I think we so over convinced. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's it. Done.
Okay, I think I think my answer is the same move. So for both of them, so underrated, just a casual hand wash as you're turning is underrated. But then overrated is when it starts, the video starts, and you're wearing glasses, and they're like this. They're like,
Oh
they're like
yeah.
adjusting. They're like, and then they're like, and then they're like,
Oh, the sleeves maybe. I don't know.
maybe that's overrated. Yeah.
I'm going to say the most underrated is the French drop, because you can do it in so many different ways to make it look a lot more natural. Like a very open one like this, that's still a French drop, but it just looks a lot more open and natural. And I think that's underrated. You can do some nicer stuff with it. And the overrated, I feel like
Coin
I don't have a great
shells.
reason. I'm gonna say the JW grip. Overrated.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Yeah.
Oh,
Fair enough.
I got a nicer one. I have to say that I do a lot. I mean, that's the one I do. I don't do that one. I'm shit with names, sorry. I don't do it at all because it's so uncomfortable, because I learned the other one for me, and for me it's a bit cleaner. But yeah, it has the glasses with George that you said, you glasses.
Yeah.
The whole, it's holding that
How come-
JW.
Yeah. People start commenting, you should get better glasses if you always have to adjust them. Why not start the video after you've already adjusted it? Why start with it's
True.
funny when you think about it from a
You don't
layman
have
perspective.
to start like that. You just have to just do it. But
Just
as a
do it.
musician, I do the same. I'm really like, wait, but I think I need to show my hands empty. No, but I think I need to show the back of my hands too. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. And then there'll be that magician that there's no professional magician, obviously. And they'll be like, well, you did not show the back of your hands. I'm like, buddy, if you know magic, it's not there. Who cares?
Yeah.
So we have a question here from Tim Askin. You did mention that you got into magic when you were 14, but how did you get into magic at 14?
Ooh. So I'll do it if you want a little brief, because it's a long story. So in my city is a very, very small called Palencia, and there is nothing, like literally nothing. There was no magic or anything like that. But the city next to mine, that is a bit bigger, they'll do a week of magic in summer. So my dad took me there because he likes magic. And then they're like, I saw, do you know Jorge Blas from Spain?
Oh, of course.
Yes. So
No, sorry, I don't know what that word is,
so you knew.
but I like it.
It's okay. Maybe you know, but it's fine. Not Juan Tamariz. I saw Jorge Blas. He's just very known on TV, and he's been on TV for a long time. So he had a dove act, and I love animals and I love birds. So I was like, oh my God. So I fell in love with that act. And then I bought some magic on the stands. One of the shops called Tienda Magia, which is magic shop in English. That's the only one I could get magic from. And I have to say, and Sean is going to laugh about this. Anyway, when I'll say later on, just in case I forget, remind me, about what Sean's going to laugh. Sean from Penguin.
Yeah, well, he actually has a question, so we'll get to him next.
That's why I'm like, so I bought a few tricks, and I have a village as well. I have a garden in my city, and I have a flat in the city, a garden in the village. So I started to put a show together. So I did like a 30 minutes with magic and dance. It was more geeky though. It was just more like cheesy. And another 30 minutes with audience, so they could interact and stuff like that. So I started, to be honest, putting a show together. And after that, I went to a talent show, and I became finalist. And from there, I started working. That was when I was 15 years old, and then I started working doing shows around my area, around my region. And I met a teacher that was retired in my school, who was into magic and everything. He just taught me a little, the trick of Juan Tamariz with the car and it goes around. Yeah, he taught me that thing. I mean, I used it once.
Once more than me.
And he had just like some stage props from Daft Magic. So I was just jamming with him, and then one day passed away. And the teachers told me that he wanted me to have all his magic. So he gave me all. It's very sweet.
Wow.
And I have all his stage. I have still the props and everything.
That's what I'm hoping will happen when Nick dies. No.
next week.
No, I'm just saying because Nick has a lot of fun things that he's built, and I've seen the containers, and that's all I'm saying. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, that's all. Wow. And basically they gave me like he has doves, like he had doves, 2 doves, and I kept them and I trained them. And
Wow.
funny story, one of them laid an egg on me.
Oh, that's awesome.
On my head.
Wow.
Very sweet. So
Imagine being so
like,
comfortable with someone that you could like give birth on them. That's crazy.
yeah, they're both females, so of course.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So learning
Very
dove
sweet.
magic in the beginning, that's
Yeah.
so unique and also very different, and not something that you see today, people working with doves now.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard you
I
talking
disagree, though.
on another podcast. It's not something you really agree with and continue doing now, but I mean, just having learned that must be so useful now. Like,
Yeah, like
techniques.
because of the a lot of stuff. I was like, oh, but I can use this that we used to use with dove magic and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah,
Because a dove
Yeah.
act is essentially being able to make things of that size appear from
Yeah.
nowhere. So using those same techniques can be used for, I imagine, other things: shoes,
Yeah.
bags, scarves, anything colorful and a decent size.
Also, this was the not funny story, but again, because by then, when I was 15, I think it's when maybe the internet was starting. If I'm 35, more or less, so I was just trying to find magic online. So I found this website that I thought it was a spam. Playing with magic. Sorry, Sean. It did look like freaking spams. I was like, I'm not sure. I didn't speak in English as well. So I was like, and it was a lot of things going on. I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm in the right place. And I just
Yeah.
switched to like Bazar Magia, which is in Argentina.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
So we
there's
have a ton more questions lining up in the chat. We're gonna have to smash through these ones. The first one is from your friend Sean. We've been saying, chatting about. Hello, Sean. Thanks for being here. He says, great podcast, guys. Thank you, Sean. Question for Sonia: favorite Penguin Magic employee?
Oy, oy, oy. Can I choose 4?
Go on.
Yeah, nice. Clever. It's a clever answer. It's almost as if you're working with them at the moment or something.
All right.
Amazing. Amazing. Can we ask this question, Nick? I think there's a controversial question that's always fun to bring up and get people's opinions. What do you think of the state of magic today with the internet revealing so much? From our friend at Colotripper. That's what I'm going to guess.
Okay. So this is something that I spoke to a few friends. At the beginning, I was like, "No, what you doing?" Like, I think is if you do it in a good way, good. If not, if you're just revealing things for revealing, then no. No, yeah, I mean, like if you're revealing and you're revealing kind of like simple things that everyone can learn, and it's like it is nice because at the end of the day, you don't know who is gonna get into magic, and if if that can just bring someone into magic, but they are committed, fine. If you're just gonna reveal something for the sake of use, no, obviously. But I think at the end of the day, when you're revealing this, I think this is a problem when it becomes so viral for the sake of revealing something, then I'm like, I don't think it's cool. But if for example, you're revealing things, right? Or you teaching or whatever, but it's free. And at the end of the day, you're doing it in a nice way. You're kind of teaching, but for free, right? So that's a way of someone. If someone go all the effort to try to find free tricks, they probably want to learn magic. No one is going for the sake of like how to do the corner of this car is like. I mean, like it's a lot of effort, and I think they will do it once and they're like meh, or if they remember to do it. But if they do that, that means they're very interested. So I guess it's fine. I just don't like for the views.
Yeah, I think it's what we're sort of saying is that there's a difference between
I'm not doing
revealing
it.
stuff. Yeah. Well, the difference between like revealing stuff and exposing stuff, and I think that like there might be a pretty thin line between them, but there is a very different outcome that comes from revealing versus exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. Obviously, our good mate Doug from the podcast is a great teacher online, and I know when he started, he copped a lot of flack for teaching stuff that you would have to normally go to books for. But then you just see, like in his Discord, you know, the thousands of people that have now become magicians and are actually learning because the people that watched it are the ones wanting to learn. Like I say all the time, my fiance, she sees zero magic in her feed. Like she's not getting reveal videos pop up and going, oh, that's how you do, like, because she's not looking for it. And so
that's
if you're
everything. That's perfect. Yeah. You wouldn't find that if you're not
looking for it. And then the other thing is when I do go to events and people have been looking up magic, it in a way makes them appreciate what I'm doing more because they can see a little bit, which makes them feel like, oh wow, he's actually doing really crazy stuff because I know a little bit about what's happening
as well. They're like, oh, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, my mind is changing a little bit about whether it's bad or not. And I think the people that just reveal it for revealing it, they quickly realize it doesn't bring them much joy eventually. Like they realize, oh, I'm not becoming this famous person because actually like it's limited to how much stuff I can reveal and no one's going to come and see me do a show for doing that. And so
and at the end of the story, like that's a good point as well, because like I think the magic industry is so small that if you're doing that and you don't have the magic industry on your side, I'm not saying everyone, but at least on your side, you're losing an 80%.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I wanted to have. Like I'm like, I need the magic industry to be on my side. I need a community. So then from there you can just open, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Like networking in your industry, that's what you need. Yeah.
So I'd like to pivot the conversation to sort of talk about your style, and that next question from Sean actually is perfect for this. So as far as style, aesthetic, and like your philosophy, you've sort of been kind of someone who is elegant with an urban edge, and it's very evident for anyone who's met you or had the pleasure of sharing breakfast with you, for sure. It's also led you to work with a lot of amazing brands in fashion. And so Sean has a great question that sort of pivots off this, which is, who is your dream fashion brand to work with if you could choose?
Ooh, actually,
So maybe tell us a little bit about like who you have worked with and who would be your dream.
Perfect. So I've been working for loads of like MAC Cosmetics, Adidas, Nike. What else? Samsung, Skyglass, Boxy, and Espresso. Rimmel London. I think more, but I don't remember now. Oh, Monica Venera, Miu Miu, NYX. I'm working with them now. A few more. I don't know what else. Maryland's Cookies.
So basically, a lot of. So we're talking about a lot of custom, original ideas to help sell the products from these brands. So we're talking things from consumer products to fashion at this point. Like it's
Amazon as well. Yes, it's basically, so a bunch of them is either I am the perfumer and the hand model and the consultant as well. Other ones I'm just like the perfumer, or just a hand double. Other ones can be I am that's like campaigns, like Skyglass. It was a whole campaign. MAC Cosmetics was a campaign. Rimmel London was an advertising, so that's when I consult and I did with Cara, all the stuff, and the dancers. And yeah, like for example, MAC Cosmetics was a campaign that I did, and I have to create the tricks for them and everything. NYX, that's what I'm doing now. I have to create stuff for them. Monica Venare was hand modeling, but yeah, it was hand modeling, but it was more for like a camera. So there's a lot of stuff on camera, like advertising and the creativity, create tricks. That's kind of what I enjoy. I mean, I enjoy everything branding just because it's so creative and you put your thing onto it. It's just not like, let me do a magic trick. Like depending of what the brand is. But I usually like to modify the products. I like to use the products like physical products, not just like this. I don't know. Let's which one you want, Join? I don't know.
Yeah.
More physical changes, yeah.
When you started getting into this type of work, which is on camera kind of work, customizing things, for people listening, I mean, obviously there's one big thing, which is people weren't just looking for a magician to do this thing. Obviously they wanted Sonia to do this because that was your brand you've sort of created. But in the beginning, like, how did you come about doing this kind of work? In like, for example, did you have to create a video and send it to Adidas, for example, of their shoe to pitch the idea of a magician doing stuff? Or was it something they were looking for and you had to audition? Like, people who have creative ideas, how do you sort of get to work creatively with brands?
So everything started with a Samsung video that I had to do a 12 seconds take on magic moves. But it was me and two other magicians. One of the magicians, he was more of a cardistry, but he's a director. And another guy, I don't remember his name. But that job kind of broke everything and then make me like start working a lot because the way I acted it on the job. Because they were like, we need to get this whole choreography that they had in 12 seconds. So we had people, obviously, like the lighting and everything. We had like backgrounds. So this was filmed from the top. And then the Samsung were like falling, like we had to kind of choreograph the whole thing. So I was like, wow, I just spoke to the director straight away to be like, if you want this in 12 seconds, we need to choreograph. So, and I was like, okay, I just took initiative. And everyone was listening, to be honest. Everyone was very open-minded. And we kind of worked together. But I was like, okay, so you're going to drop the phone in here. Then, okay, you're going to spin. Like, I was the one spinning the phone. That's how was my signature move years ago. Then I got upset because I was like, you're doing the spin phone. And you can't even find the spin phone on time. But it's because he couldn't do anything else. I was like, okay, you do the spin phone. And I just do something else. So that, even though this is very interesting, because since that job, the director remembered me 10 years after. So she messaged me in COVID saying if I was available for a Doritos by campaign thing, but it kind of fell down. And she's like, I remember you from Samsung, and I love your work, and I love the way that you do like your magic and everything, and with choreography. So can we have you for this? But it kind of fell off, like dropped. But I did another work with her because she's like, you're an amazing hand model as well, and you know how to use your hands. So we did a project for her that she needed to. So it was interesting. But just like I work a lot for word of mouth. So that's how everything started. And then that the way I got it, I think it was like a guy just met me or something like that. I don't remember. The director guy that used to do cardistry. I don't know how he got my contact, and I was like, okay, cool. But another one, the one that kind of broke better, it was when I did Rimmel London. That was like a 300 people audition. So first we had it was dancers. So dancers are utilized for everything at the end of the day, like for advertising, like you. For dancers, you need to act. You want to dance with this mascara. You do anything. So I was like, so I just went to Rimmel London advert, and they were like, we want freestylers. So let's sick. And I went through on the first round, and the second round, they were like, dance with the mascara, and I was like, oh, that's it. I was like, this is mine. Thank you. But I was very nervous because I was another friend of mine called Kieran. He does tatting fingers, and he's a tata as well, and a sick freestyler. And I was just with really, really good people as freestylers. And I was like, oh my God. I just went for it. And I was like, the director, I love the director that I work with him like more for other jobs as well, because he's just so hype. Like, I love him. He's like, dance it. And I started to do some tatting fingers with mascara, and then because I knew I started learning basically what I started to have in magic is with the sleight of hands, because that was the cheapest thing that I could afford. So I was like, well, I have a pen, so I can make it vanish. So I just put a lot of sleight of hands that I knew about pens, and I did that levitation thinking, and then
Mhm.
fucking lost it.
That's such
and of
a
all,
secret weapon.
yeah,
I know.
is there a brand? Let's put it out to the universe. Is there a brand that you're yet to work with that you really want to?
So I'll any high fashion brand, I'll say either Prada or I'll say Balenciaga. But Balenciaga, I know that they wouldn't hire anyone. Fendi, I'm okay with that. Perfect. Any kind of trendy, but I have to say, I did say that, and then that's when I did Miu Miu this year. So I was like, Miu Miu opened the doors for me this year to be like, that's it. I already
Okay.
work for a high fashion brand. That means more fashion brands high and can hire me. But yeah, no, I with Miu Miu, I have a really good relationship. So um hopefully more gigs with them will come in the future
Yep.
as well. Mm. But I'll say Prada because he's Miu Miu, you know. It's the same
Yeah,
company.
clip it, put it out there to the universe.
Yep.
Listen,
yeah.
if it happens, I'll be like, Nick, Josh, what the fuck?
You know, with hand modeling, Tim's
Let's go
asking,
10 million, 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
are your hands insured?
No, I'm shit at that. I should.
Okay.
Sorry. I talked about it when I was doing my nails. I do have manicures every 2 weeks, I have to say. But I also work with the company that I have the manicure and my manicures, because as a hand model, you're not allowed to have gels and stuff like that. But this is only why because people don't really understand about nails and they just go to really shit places to take them off. Obviously, to the place I go, it is a very expensive, but they do an incredible manicure. I give them some promo in here. It's called Dry By, but they are really really good. They do like Russian manicure. They don't when they take the nails they don't touch your nail bed. So the way I have gels just so I can keep them nice. So if I have a job like a last minute job, I just take them off at home. I do a manicure myself and then say because I know how to do it. But yeah,
Nick and I are
but I
taking
should
notes
insure them.
as we speak.
Did I
Another
polish my
thing,
You
nails?
should have good manicures. That's
yeah.
your first thing that people see.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. 100%. People I've noticed will comment on hands and shoes are things that people
Oh.
that I don't think they're noticing will notice and mention. So that's a really good point.
Yeah,
no
and
one
they're
did you have?
going to perform. So sorry.
Yeah. Did you have to alter the way you learnt techniques with having nails or jewelry on, or like the way you would perform?
With jewelry, I wouldn't wear this ring. Or sometimes if I'm doing coins and I'm rolling my coin, I'm learning how to use it with the ring at the end of the day. Or depends. I might not wear that many rings, but I use them like, oh, you think it's magnets, the ring, and it's no. It's just give me a little gag, but it's no. What is the other? Oh, with nails. So I got used to this is the length I have. I just have a tiny length. Let's say that's 1 centimeter.
That's maybe 5 mil, so
Yeah.
a quarter inch.
This is long for me. I wouldn't have them, but I like this length. I wouldn't have them that long because it does. No, with cards. With cards it's fine, but with coins it's a bit annoying because you don't have much of a grip. Like to do the classic palm, you can't. I'm like, it's very slippery. For
Yeah,
something,
having nails is probably great when you're shooting cards out of the deck because you can easily grab the single card. You know,
yeah,
doing
yeah,
card
but that's
flourishes.
great. But yeah, I try
Yeah.
to don't have them too long. I don't have them long though.
Can I bring up this point now? We mentioned off air and it started to get really interesting. And then I realized we weren't live yet. When Sonia and Nick were at Magic Live, you guys were having a conversation about reading the room and how that can be really important as magicians. And I wasn't at that convo, so it was really nice to hear some of that backstage. But could you guys continue some of that here for me and for magicians to
We love that.
absorb?
You
So what
understand?
is reading the room in the context of magic, Sonia?
I say do what is asked for. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
that's what
set up
it
the
is.
scene, set up a
And it's
scenario
not
where
about
it's
you.
like,
It's not all about you. There you go. I think that's what it is. As a
Okay.
magician, it's not all about you. It's about the audience, and it's about what you're gonna give to the audience. Because at the end of the day, this is what people. Not everyone. Again, I'm generalizing, but quite maybe, I don't know, a few maybe think that it's about them. I'm like, no, magic. You wouldn't do magic if there's not an audience. You are juggling cards. You are doing cardistry. You are, but I'm like, magic is to do experience. So if I don't have someone that gets freaking blow the mind or they are enjoying it with me, no. And at the end, for example, for close up magic, I think stage, if the audience is not giving you much, at the end of the day, you can kind of roll with it and keep
Mm-hmm.
performing. But if you are roaming magic and the audience is not enjoying it, it's not with you, and I'm like, babe, if you're not with me, I'm not doing anything in here. Like we both need to have fun. So that's why when I say read the room, I think in terms of jobs, this is because it's funny. It's just someone just told me about a job. It's someone from the industry I wouldn't mention, but they were like, why you've not done this and this and this for this job? I'm like, because that they didn't ask for that. They're like, why do you not turn this into that? I'm like, because they just wanted a fucking capsule to roll between the fingers.
mm,
Yeah.
Yes, we can do miracles, and they know that. But they have 12 hours of a shoot, 3 days, and we just need to get this shot done. Do what you need to do, just get it done. They speak to the director and shut up. They don't want to hear you. It is true, like but that I learned that with dancing. Like you at the end of the day, you don't learn these things until you experience it because no one teaches us this. I wish, I wish someone was teaching me this when I was dancing, but you learn it through as every performer at the end of the day. Um, Everyone wants to hire a friend. Everyone wants to hire because in the sense of like, let's say you do exactly the same move, but my friend does it as well. I hire my friend.
Mm.
I'm saying my friend, but I hire the person that I know already, that I know
Yeah.
is gonna get the job done, and it's easy, and he's gonna get a good vibe in shoot or in campaign or whatever you're gonna do. And that's why sometimes I think it's a bit more difficult. Not everything works the same, but it does help the way you work, the way you give stuff, like yeah, the way kind of you act at the end of the day. Everyone can do a trick. But if you also give good energy and just shut up, just I don't know, like like again, it's not all about you. Sorry, I'm repeating myself.
No,
Stop
yeah,
it. Repeating
because
myself.
one of the things that we sort of discussed was that when some people can like when they force their magic upon people, we're not realizing that if you approach magic in this way, where if you were to get on stage and think that it's the audience's job to make you feel great about yourself, if that's where your standpoint is when you get on stage or perform in any sort of capacity, that is a very toxic and unhealthy way to approach magic, because the true gift of magic is that it is a gift and it is your job to share that gift. And if you approach it with the mindset that if you are getting in front of people, you read the room so you know what to give them and you know what to share, or even if it's appropriate to share it at that time, it's going to work a lot better for you. Because ultimately, once you share the magic, they can receive it in any way they like. They might want to clap, they might want to cheer, they might want to, stomp on a chair and break a leg. There's all these ways to do it. But I think that one of the common things we found during this discussion was that when you are that performer who just wants to share the magic and gift it to people so they can enjoy it, and however they enjoy it is up to them. For me, that's one common ground that every world-class performer has. I've never heard a world-class performer get up a stage and be like, they were crap, they didn't give me anything. Like that is no world-class performer I've ever met has ever said that.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, there's a difference between professionals. They don't really talk that way, and someone that maybe is a bit more amateur. But like sometimes I get it. I think it's because maybe Instagram and social media in general, you just expect big reactions at the end of the day, and when you want big reactions, is because you probably feel very insecure that day. and you just need a little bit of validation, which is completely fine. I need validation every day. We all performers, we want to be loved, and that's fine. Just accept it, and that's it. But I don't know. When I get one difference is to have an audience that is being annoying as hell, and they not following you, or with just the audience that they just being like, you can see them that they are in the game and they are like, oh my god, they just surprised, but they not like loud, and that's fine. Only obviously if they're rude, I'll be like, okay, next. But yeah, I think it's all because of our ego, and at the end of the day, it's because it makes us very powerful by saying, nope, it's not powerful. Oh, I know a secret. Yeah, of course, because you know it, but once you tell him, it's fine. So I don't know. It's just go down on the freaking horse. It is magic at the end of the day. No one is believing in magic. It's a trick. It is fine. It's the beauty. It's the beautiful. It's the beauty of seeing something in your eyes that you it's impossible, but it's possible right now because it's happening because you don't see it. So that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to push back on what you're saying. The magic isn't real because I have
It
a gig
is
story.
real, the energy is real. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. But I want to push back with a gig story. Can we roll into gig stories, Josh?
Oh, what a great segue. Here we go.
So gig stories is a portion of the show. We just want to share stories about magic, either from our performing points or even just our day-to-day lives. And I wanted to share a little story that kind of comes off the back of what Sonia said, where over the past several weeks, probably a month now, I've been getting this one beautiful comment from children to adults, and it's basically in the spirit of this. And for me, just last Sunday when I was performing, this kid said to me and like grabbed me and was like, I didn't know magic was real. And I went, oh, I've done my job well today. And even while I was in Brisbane over the weekend performing at Theatre Magic, and I had folks in the front row, guy to the far right, his name was Scotty. He was losing his mind. Same deal. Was just like, this is not supposed to be real. What's happening? This isn't real. And it was one of those performances where you would do something and you'd make the moment happen, and everyone would sort of like start murmuring to each other. Did you see that? Were you watching? And then like he'd lean up, he wouldn't even know the guy 5 seats down and be like, did you not see that? I was like, no, I had no idea. I go, did you see it? I didn't see it either. And it's just this beautiful moment where everyone's exchanging these little murmurs between performances. And it was just such a beautiful dynamic to be able to achieve by performing like such strong magic. And it was just nice to see. It was really nice to see, like in that, especially when we are so hyper-focused on giving people like a really intimate magic experience at the Theatre of Magic. So I just thought I would share that. Like, it's really nice to get magic to a point where people are saying to you, like, I didn't think this was real, but what's happening? Like, you're doing it. Like, it's just nice
that's
little.
very, very cute, I have to say.
Super
Of
cute.
course, I wouldn't say that to someone, you know what I mean? It's only to the skeptic people, because they always like, they want to share. They're like, I'm a skeptic. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, someone will introduce their friend in the group. Yeah, someone will introduce their friend and they're like, oh, you got to show so-and-so. They are a non-believer. They don't believe in magic at all. And I'll just be like, yeah, I don't believe in it either, man. Don't worry. Like, this is not a fighting match.
Why we all get that. The funny thing, I don't think they know that we all get the same shit. And I'm like, guys, being original.
Yeah.
We all gossip about you guys and that shit.
Yeah.
Can I share a nice line that I came up with recently to for people who are like, oh, I don't believe in this stuff. I've been saying, that's okay, man. You can belong before you believe. Just come and hang out. It's just a neat little thing. You can belong.
All the beautiful things in here.
Yeah. Wow. So it's something I've been saying recently. Just like,
coin
you can
that
belong
phrase right now.
You can belong before you believe. Just come and hang out and just come be a part of it. I don't want you to feel left out. And then you just let them watch. Don't engage with them. They can belong while you entertain everyone else. And then you just turn like, was that all right? And it was like, I actually really enjoyed that. I go, thanks for sticking around, man. You have fun. And then you could just walk away. You don't make it about them. You don't try to pull them in and then get them like, oh, great. Now I have to engage in this, You
kill them with kindness. I don't do, I'm not rude, But if someone is being annoying, when I'm saying annoying, I'm like, oh my God, put your hand like this. And I just tell them to hold the deck of cards. I'm like, wait a second, are we going to come back later on? Yeah. And then I just continue. And then I just leave. And I'm like, thank you so much, guys. And I'll say to the person, thank you so much for holding it. And then I just leave.
Just leave.
Because if someone is just freaking annoying me, and I'm like, if you make me feel stupid, I make you feel stupid. But Nick,
a good
I
power
like
move.
that one better.
Wow. Okay. Sonia, do you have
be nicer this time?
Yeah. Okay. What gig story do you have for us? Is there one that comes to mind?
I have something nice, because otherwise I'm gonna look like a freaking grumpy person in here. No, talking about believing and everything. So I think it was a New Year's Eve, and I did one of my favorites. That is, I think it's the stigmata. Is the one that appears the letter on your arm. I love it. I do it when it's a bit more intimate, the situation. When I've done a couple of tricks and everything, and then someone wants to see a little bit more, then I can kind of be like, okay, let's do something a bit more special for you. Because it kind of brings back, I do with the first kiss. Because it can be funny, it can be special, it can bring so many memories. So this person was older, and I don't remember exactly how it was, but basically I got it wrong. But I got it wrong, but good.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was a double. I was like, what? So basically the letter that appeared on my arm was the one that she thought of two people. She was meant to think of one. Just write on one person, but she thought of two. So that's fine. So I was like, good. So it happened that the person she was thinking of, I obviously got it wrong, but appeared on my arm. And then I only just didn't get the first letter, but I got the rest of the letters for the other ones, for the one that she wrote down. So basically, I spelled the name, and I was like, "Oh, you just have a few letters are missing," and I just spelled all of them apart from the first one. And then she was like double, like, wow. Obviously, the one in the arm for her was fine because it was the one that she was thinking of.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
thinking of someone, and she wrote another person.
Wow.
Those two people. So then I left, and then she called me again, and she's like, "I wanted to ask you something." And she's like, "Do you really have powers?" But she was that serious. When I'm telling you, probably she was like 70 or something like that. She's like, the person who appeared in your arm. She's like, I know you told me about one person, but it came to my mind. Another one is someone. I think it was her son that passed away, and then she was thinking of her son, and the letter was on my arm. So obviously she was like, I squeezed your arm and appeared the letter on my son that I was thinking. And then you got the other person, and she's like, do you talk to the people who passed and stuff like that? And I was like, no.
Wow.
So that's why sometimes I think with these situations, you kind of need to be careful. You don't say that you freaking can't do those things, because the poor woman, I mean, had an amazing experience, but imagine I'll be like, yes, I can do these things. Imagine you buy that.
And for $500, I can talk to whoever you want. Like that's definitely a thin line.
Yeah.
No, I have to say that no, this is magic at the end of the day. But I'm glad that brought you good memories. That's kind of what I wanted to, and then you have it in mind, and somehow it is with you still. So you obviously, at the end of the day, you just have to be careful. You have to create a good experience. You don't, for me at least, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be like that. You don't want to play God. It's crazy, but at the end of the day, it's a trick, right? But it's amazing what you can make people feel.
Yeah, there's ethics involved in that. And that's like, I mean, I can only speak on behalf of the magic clubs that I'm involved with here in Australia, but like the Institute of Magic most definitely has that notion where it's like, we don't ever profess that we have these true supernatural. Well, it's one of the things we sort of agreed to, because we've actually had members leave the magic club because they truly do believe they are a medium, and they do truly believe that they can see things beyond. And so they've left the club and they actually pursue that as a career now.
Doing reading. Yeah. so it doesn't mix. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. I think it's like what we do is amazing. I don't know, it just brings experience, and then do something else that is out of the normality of what we live. I think it's gorgeous. But yeah, that's my cute story.
Yeah, that's a great story.
It's very cute. Yeah, I was like,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. So what are you sort of focusing on at the moment? I mean, we sort of toyed with the Penguin staff members and stuff before. But what do you sort of enjoy working on this year? Are you doing mainly shows or consulting? Like, what is taking up your calendar?
So it's been mainly so at the moment, because I'm working with Nix, so I'm just creating some tricks for them and then perform them. That is right now, like at the moment. With Miu Miu, it was fine because it was just like playing, like doing tricks with playing cards, but it was fun. Definitely, I was like tick box ticks. I'm working with Penguin with something. I just don't know sure if I'm allowed to say, but you will find out probably.
Let's ask Sean. Sean, could you please clarify it's okay to talk about this thing that she won't tell us crap about? Because I was sweating her so hard before the show. So, Sean, if you're there, buddy, just be like, yeah, you can tell him. You can tell
I'm
him.
just making this. I'm just trying to be mysterious for no reason. You're probably gonna see it later. And you're like, oh, this is all what it was about. Yeah, but hey, in the meantime, you're thinking that it's gonna be amazing. No, I just think because it's gonna be something that you probably have seen in my socials, but I don't think you wouldn't know. But I have used it in my socials, and I think it'll be a good addition to the magic world, because I think it's now a lot more people know me, and I'm like, I think it's important to contribute to the magic world, because then if you have an idea, why not? That idea wouldn't come out if anyone else couldn't, put something out there. So love, share is love, or whatever it's called. Yeah. And I am working on my deck of cards. I've been working on it for 1,000 freaking years, but I think I already have it. It is similar than another deck as well, but I had it a long time, and I'm like, at the end of the day, coin into a can, you can't do it so many ways, right? So I
That's
can
true.
do the deck of cards. It is not the same, but it's similar theme.
That's great. So this is a deck of cards that has a specific use, or it's just you can use it for all routines. It's just that it's your design.
It's just my design, because I love design and stuff, and I love like branding in general, because this is very briefly, just because like in dancing you learn how to brand yourself, how to sell yourself. You are a product at the end of the day, and people buy your product. So that's what I wanted to create, a community. I wanted to be like, I want to have my deck of cards to be like, oh, this is from a magician called Sonia, and this is her vibe or whatever. So it's not particular like, I'm not just gonna, because I like to design, I like to bring different stuff to maybe the magic. But yeah.
Imagine this now. I don't know why this is coming in my head, but it's only because of the fashion and the talks I've been doing. Imagine you bring out a collection of cards in a few different colors perhaps, and then you have a fashion show where you have models coming down and holding the deck, and it's matching the thing they're wearing that you've choreographed to. That would be a fun event. And then the other thing that
collaboration
fun. Yeah, and then the other event the other thing I'm thinking is, what a nice thing to be able to gift someone your deck of cards. Like when we had Franco Piscali on a few weeks back, he mentioned the main reason he loves having a deck of cards is because when he performs at an event, he can go to the host and say, thank you so much for having me. I'd love to give you this. This is my deck of cards, and I'd love to gift it to you. I think that's one of the main reasons that would make me want to have a deck, is so that you have like somewhat of a gift to give someone that you've interacted with.
Yeah, that's kind of the main reason. Like I designed a t-shirt a while ago, because I just like the design, and I did it all myself. I designed it, produced it, sold it, not like massively, just like whoever was following me and stuff like that. just because I wanted to have someone like, I wanted people to feel part of me, if you get me. You know, like, oh, I have something from Sonia or whatever. If they, if they like what I do. So it was kind of like this. So that's why with the deck of cards, I just couldn't decide. And I just made so many designs. And I finally decided to one design that I did. And then this deck came out and I was like, but it's not the same. It is the same thing, but it's not the same. So I will print it first for myself. And then we'll play around. And if I have the time and the energy to do a campaign and produce it, then yes. But if not, I probably just gonna produce it with it's just all time and money. Mainly money.
Yeah.
Yeah, mainly money. So I probably, knowing myself, I'm probably gonna do it, print them, do really cool pictures, promote them, and then leave it there.
Yeah, well, we'd love to share it with the Magic guys, and Nick and I can help model it as well if that's an option.
Love it. Oh yeah,
we'll put on wigs and we'll look beautiful. And
no, I don't need wigs. No, that's perfect. Oh, amazing!
That's the look. Hang on, wait, watch it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Don't look at the camera. That's the trick. You just.
Listen, I already got a very good idea for it, so just for you like that, I was like, ooh.
Excellent.
Yeah, ready. You guys said yes, so
absolutely. If you need two Aussie bald men, we're here to help.
You're gonna have to shave your head for the campaign, Sonia. It's gonna be awesome.
No,
it's all for the art,
Okay, I put a ball thing in
cap.
Yeah, cap. Yeah.
Well, friends, it is time. The hour is up. It's been awesome, and it was remarkable. I had like 25 questions prepared for this, but the chat was so lit. Like it was just, which ultimately means there is so much we still want to know about you, which means you will have to come back and play with us, Sonia. Please say you'll come back.
Oh, anytime, every day, every second.
Maybe when you have the deck of cards, maybe that can be a nice segue to.
Maybe when you have the thing that you won't tell us about from Penguin. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sean,
and then
damn it, Sean, where were you when I needed you, buddy?
When you come back, you'll have your product out. You can talk about. You'll have your deck of cards. You will have worked with Fendi and Prada, and you will, have this wonderful story now of all these things. And for everyone who isn't already following Sonia, you can follow her work on Instagram. Her link is in the description of wherever you're watching or listening to this, as well as her website, if you want to scope more out about her. And look, we want to thank you for coming on the show. This is so wonderful. And we're glad we got to meet you briefly. I got to meet you briefly in Magic Live and now actually have a conversation, which is wonderful. But we're going to end the episode in the way that we always do, which is by giving our guest the final word.
Well, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching, for listening to me. If you want to follow me, you know what it is on Instagram, Sonia Benito Magic, or if you want to see my work, the website, soniabenito.com. But love you all. Mwah. Believe in magic.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.